destroyed inside 3 months, but for Spurs it seems at last as though the recession in their footballing fortunes has truly bottomed out, and it looks as though they will be taking their place with all the other members of the elite in the great adventure of the Premier League for next season. On 42 points, generally a target good enough to keep a team up, Spurs look as though they've done enough to redeem a dreadful home league form through the first half of the season. 6 points and 7 goals inside a week at home, all 7 from the combination of Dury and Lineker, which looked frighteningly good early on this season, but which got rather bogged down as the season became more and more hectic for Spurs. But Peter Shreve says he's much more content now than 10 days ago. Spurs are still missing Eric Torsfitt with knee problems, and that most able young deputy Ian Walker continues in goal. Pat Vanden Hauwe is missing with a calf strain. Terry Fenwick not considered with a virus. So Gudni Bergson is in the defence in a reshuffled unit. Paul Stewart, serving a one-match suspension in midfield, is bound to be missed, but he has an able deputy in David Howells, who steps up to start a game today. So Peter Shreve's much more content than 10 days ago, but he's warned Spurs players on the dangers of relaxing on the back of a couple of good victories. A rebuilding job costing nearly £5 million has made Ron Atkinson's first season at Villa Park inevitably a transitional one. This is his team today. The current form not so good. Dwight York, a good effort in midweek in the reserves, plus a substitute appearance which helped set up a late equaliser for Cyril Regis, earns a recall now to the first team. A bad omen for Spurs, one might think, in that he's the man credited with ending Spurs' interest in the FA Cup this season. Tony Daly's year of roller coaster emotions goes on, relegated today to the substitutes bench alongside the youngster Neil Cox, and no place for Daly and Atkinson, who appears to be having some problems with the management. Referee for today, Ron Groves from Weston-super-Mare, experienced league official, and in his other life, a sportswear manufacturer. But a little happier atmosphere around White Hart Lane, there's no disguising it. Peter Shreve saying that he is much happier than just a couple of weeks ago, but he has warned his players on the danger of relaxing on the back of a couple of excellent performances in the past 10 days or so, especially when Spurs face 3 away matches in a row after this. Pretty much perfect springtime weather for football at White Hart Lane. Taking a short stud out there, it looks pretty firm, and they've had the heavy roller out on it, no doubt, after so many problems through the middle of the season, but it does look better now than it was then, no doubt. And Gary Lineker, OBE, from one honour onto another one, selected in the PFA's First Division selection, just about the highest accolade from his fellow professionals, to go alongside all the others collected in a glittering and exemplary career. And Jason Cundy settling in so well at the heart of the Spurs defence, brought from Chelsea to add steel and bite and to try to sort out the defensive problems, and so far it's case proven. He's been doing it alongside Gary Babbitt, and Spurs looking a much more solid unit now than they were towards the end of January, when things started to go wrong for them in Cups and League almost simultaneously. So we're almost ready to go, and Spurs to kick off from right to left. Spurs fans hoping for more from the two men on the ball, Gordon Dury and Gary Lineker, as they've resurrected the sparkling early season form in the past couple of weeks. Spurs give a first touch quickly to Ian Walker from Justin Edinburgh, and this most able young deputy, Ian Walker. A couple of Villa defenders missed it, and Lineker just saw something maybe developing early on as McGrath turned to clear, but McGrath is never found wanting for pace, even in his 30s now. Promising start by Spurs though, and Andy Gray, one of the side products of his arrival from Crystal Palace, is the long bomb into the middle, and here it comes. Spink unchallenged. And a first touch for the German. Matthias Breitkreutz almost turned into a very good ball as Gary Parker broke from midfield for Villa. Gudni Bergson aiming at Dury. Teal got there first. And we'll see if Villa can settle to their very competent passing game. The ball from Earl Barrett, knocked down on Mabbutt. Forward helped by Gray as well. Then it was McGrath, but not a good header from him. Lineker with space. Looked at Dury, but Staunton stepped in. and then Bergson did. Not much wind around, so the players shouldn't have any real problems trying to read the flight of the ball through the air. Dwight York, first touch for him on his return. And Kevin Richardson. It's a good ball too. Parker again with a good break from the back. Walker looked at that one. They didn't get there, and as Cyril Regis closed in, Bergson, I think, did a good job of marking on the far post. It looked very dangerous. This is something Villa love to do. Parker's break forward, and it's an excellent cross, and indeed it was excellent defending by Bergson. Although the referee gives Spurs the benefit of the doubt, and Spurs come away. Bergson again aimed at Jury, who left it, and Lineker's in on McGrath, and on goal. Spink stayed on his feet. He's usually so deadly in those situations, one-on-one. Parker again gets space in the middle. Very open start to this game. Two sides who like to play football, and now we hope with the pressure off we might see some today. Good foot in from Mabbutt. And Jury, who looks so much sharper than he was, say, at the turn of the year, could shoot here. Good work from Spink, but Gordon Jury's got the appetite back. And this is it again. Bergson again, a telling ball from the back. In fact, this is the earlier incident with Lineker let run by Jury. And now the first of two good saves by Nigel Spink in just a moment. No problems there though for Villa. Here's Jury's effort. Zipped into the near post. Now it's Sean Teal, who seems to be settling in very well at First Division level since his arrival. Parker to Staunton and Richardson. Just was a little too quick there for Grant Kreutz. The Spurs do well to get Bergson away. Jury, again, he links well with Jury. And Jury is full of running today. And when free of injury problems, which he now seems to be, you can rest assured that any defender in the division is going to have a hard afternoon keeping pace with Gordon Jury. It's a good opening from Tottenham. With the pressure off just a little, the confidence seems to be flooding back. Gray. Regis has had her down only to Mabbutt, who does like to mark every season with a goal or two, and takes great delight in doing so, just to prove everybody that he's still a complete all-round footballer, as is that man McGrath for Villa. Naeem faced by two, and it was just a little too much in the end for him, and as he chased back he just caught York. But on home territory, first 5 minutes gone very much the way of Tottenham. Again it's Jury faced by McGrath. Lineker ahead and waiting, but Jury could possibly go one better on his own. Lineker, the master poacher, does it again. And sometimes it looks ridiculously easy, but it was superb work from Gordon Jury to set it up. What a start he's made to this game. And Paul McGrath, not for the first time in the opening 5 minutes, just struggling a bit to keep up with Gordon Jury. Left foot, right foot, left foot. And if you can't score yourself, then you can only lay it on to a guy like Lineker. There's nothing better to do. Teal couldn't get there. Lineker knew where the goal was, as always. Number 30 of the season. Now can Spurs defend? Maybe not. Oh, it was a good chance for Regis. There was an offside flag though, as the ball was zipped in by Parker, who's had a good start to the game. Regis had lost his man, but just offside. So we won't hold that against Cyril. And there's the confirmation. The outstanding goal scoring effort by Lineker. Free kick by McGrath, given away by McGrath. And little by little, this has proven a very easy job suddenly for Peter Shreeves. But he probably deserves a week or two with the pressure off. Now Andy Gray and Dury are there over the ball for Spurs. And it looks like it will be Gray. He can really get hold of a dead ball. Can he hear it? Well, the wall will testify probably that he can. But the wall did its job. Barrett with a throw. Edinburgh ahead of York. Allen, tracked by Richardson, very tidy as ever, and Cundy very solid. Bergson again hits the front men early, and it's looking like a good tactic for Spurs. Teal got there and fed Staunton. Parker and McGrath with time, but that's going to trouble nobody, and Bergson settles on it. Looks to have made a very good start for a man who hasn't had a great deal of first team action. Andy Gray just gets into a spot of bother, but Regis is offside, and Gray's embarrassment is spared. Is the Villa bench almost mixing on a social occasion with the Spurs bench there, Atkinson and Gray. Always preferring to stand rather than to sit. Staunton into Regis. Richardson with time. Again Parker breaks forward, and he's just a bit too quick through the offside trap, which Spurs spring pretty effectively. And Spurs pushing on presumably will make Gary Parker believe he can break through down the middle. Certainly, having spoken to Ron Atkinson, that's exactly why Villa bought him. Teal's header. But white shirts dominating most areas of the park early on. This is Paul Allen, given away by Staunton to Howells. Good touch from him. Lineker wins it back. And Spurs with the air of a side for whom the confidence is flooding back. Ron Atkinson says of Villa in this transitional year that he'll be quite happy if he can turn 48 points, their total now, into 60 by the end of the season, and that will constitute a good season as far as he's concerned, despite the fact they won't have won anything. And at the Aston Villas and Tottenham Hotspurs, that is the real test, to be in the market for winning things. But the next best thing for either club is to be absolutely sure of a place in the brave new world of the Premier League, and on this current form both will comfortably do that. Offside at the other end, and Lineker gets caught. Ron Groves, our official today, as the sun breaks out. Perfect spring day. Sean Teal, been around the lower leagues and in non-league football indeed, before breaking through at the top level. Richardson back to Spink. He didn't have a lot on, and Dury was just beginning to look interested and in his predatory mood. Better not to get near Gordon Dury. York again beaten out of it by Edinburgh, who's made a couple of telling contributions, and now Lineker could be on for a double. This time Spink is equal to it. Excellent goalkeeping from Spink, but you'd have fancied this man to make it two. He is still electrically quick for a man past the 30 mark in age, not in goals, although he could easily have been past the 30 mark in goals too then. And there are shades in that forward combination of the early days of this season for Spurs, when Lineker and Dury, one remembers them dismantling Nottingham Forest early season away at the City Ground. A magnificent attacking performance. And there were just small indications that they could maybe do something like that to Villa today. Andy Gray. Cundy waits. You can bet your bottom dollar it's going to be long. Aimed at Howells. Breitkreutz got there first though, and this is Andy Gray. Got a brief and unhappy spell at Villa, and that's why he's being booed. It's a great cross. Well, it's a very unfortunate own goal by Sean Teal, but the cross from Andy Gray was good enough to unhinge any defence. Spurs' superb start to this game confirmed. Gray did Staunton here. Magnificent cross, making a defender turn under pressure, and sometimes you get lucky. If you can make a cross that good, you deserve to get lucky once in a while. So after 3 meetings, which produce only 1 goal so far this season, 2 inside 15 minutes at White Hart Lane. Terry may even smile before the afternoon is out. Not his style. At least not when the action is still on. But Tony Berry also will probably be feeling quite happy. Who knows, they may have more reason to celebrate here, because if Aston Villa aren't very careful, this could end up being a very trying afternoon indeed. It's already going badly wrong for them. Spurs have caught them cold. Breitkreutz out, rather played Regis into trouble though. Allen to Gray, who wants the ball, is confident and hungry. Richardson, Howells closed him down too quickly. Spurs win it back again. Allen with space everywhere for Spurs at the moment. A telling contribution from Andy Gray, who at this time in his career now would be fair, has to really settle down and really pay a dividend on the undoubted talent and class the man possesses. So through the first quarter hour, and nothing for Cyril Regis or his teammates to shout about. Staunton aimed at Olney. York got there, but again Edinburgh is a match for him. And Walker tidies up. Edinburgh came just to take a little short one from him. Walker is certainly a man who is in command of the situation when he gets the ball. Beautiful knock from Dury. That wasn't an accident, that was class. Here's Gray. Goal kick, a bit theatrical. Nice smile from Teal, who's a man under pressure. And the pressure for the own goal came from Andy Gray, and he fancied having another go at him there. Cundy against Olney. York drifting in field because Edinburgh's marked him so tightly early on, there's been nothing for him. Staunton beaten by Howells. Teal beaten by Dury. Corner. And Cundy goes forward as the Spurs crowd gets behind its team. Mabbutt and Howes jumping against Spink. Good punch from the keeper, Bergson. Clever ball from Gray to Allen. And almost an equally clever return, but Allen can still make something of it. So dangerous running into the box. He'll be disappointed with the final touch. Very clever. Very clever around the fringes, Paul Allen. Great change of pace from a standing start, gets away from people very quickly. But he'll just feel a little disappointed that he couldn't really produce a telling pass or a shot on target. Bergson safely back to Walker. 20 years of age, still an absolute novice in the big time, but you'd never know it. York. Maybe Dwight York is just feeling the step up from reserve team football for Ron Atkinson in midweek to a place in the starting lineup is a little more difficult than maybe it appears at first sight. Atkinson expressed himself very happy with York's form in midweek in the reserves. It was on that basis that he brought him back into the Villa starting lineup in the first team. Teal at Olney, good touch from him. Regis, again Parker breaks forward. Edinburgh in superb positioning. Having a good game. Indeed, he's looked good the last few weeks, Edinburgh. Spurs are opening Villa up so well with runs from Lineker and Dury. Parker looking busy. Good ball too to York. Now he has some space. It's a good run too. Regis is there. Beautifully fashioned equaliser. This is one from the coaching textbook, and it's Kevin Richardson arriving late but arriving right on time for Aston Villa. Well, we're getting goals aplenty. And it's all good stuff. Magnificent cross from York. First time he's really performed in the match. Regis so strong in the air, and it's on a plate for Kevin Richardson. First time he's got past Edinburgh, and to what good effect. Regis on the back post, and the simplest job in the world for Kevin Richardson. Really the first telling attack that Villa have mounted in the whole game. Apart from one early scare for Spurs. And good work from Dwight York too. Top scorer for Villa this season. Turning provider there. To good effect. Gray helps it on. Lineker faced by Barrett. So good at bringing people into the game as well as his other more obvious talents. It's a magnificent ball as Howes broke into the box, and Barrett I don't think kept it in. So Spurs come storming right back after Richardson's 6th of the season to get Villa going. Edinburgh.
They don't look a lot happier, do they? Olney and Mabbutt wait for Spink's clearance. Regis got a big jump on. Barrett. A bit long, Edinburgh away. It's another great ball from Edinburgh. Over his shoulder, blind, but Lineker almost gets away from two. Referee's going to stop and come back here. It looks like Jason Cundy's down off the ball. And that's sensible refereeing from Ron Groves. Blooded by a clash of heads with Regis. On loan from Chelsea, as the caption says, but on loan with a view to a definite move. And quickly, this very game young defender, very brave and honest player, is winning over hearts and minds at White Hart Lane. Paul was just warming up along with Steve Sedgley as a precautionary measure. Sedgley presumably the more interested party, but Cundy's okay. Looks like he got a blow on the nose rather than the side of the head, and that reduces the risk of concussion. And he's a tough boy, along with Gary Mabbutt, his new central partner in the defence. Mabbutt's forward here though, and we'll see what the free kick can produce. Naeem with it. Spink came and almost knocked Sean Teal for 6. Dury, McGrath's had it clear, but still pressure from Tottenham. And every time Andy Gray gets the ball, the Villa fans in that far corner greet him. None too happy at Villa Park, he says. Things have gone better though, and they're going quite well here so far. Good work from Barrett, but also from Edinburgh, who's having an excellent match. Dury. Can there be more trouble? No penalty. And Ron Groves, as McGrath defended against Dury, Ron Groves looked very long at that one before saying no penalty. And one or two of the Spurs players were absolutely convinced it was a penalty. Hasn't gone very well for Spurs in that regard. Lineker's offside. Hasn't exactly gone the way of Spurs in meetings with Aston Villa this season in that regard. One remembers a very controversial penalty incident in the FA Cup at Villa Park, and oh dear. Dury had a case. Spurs pushing out very effectively there to deny Villa space. And overall it's Spurs who have the rhythm and Villa who don't. Here's the next incident as Lineker broke free and given offside, but you see the way Spink again has stayed on his feet to make a positive challenge on the in-rushing player. Allen tidies up for Spurs. Great worker. What an entertaining game we have. Nothing end of season about this at all. That's handball. Again, rather belated decision. The referee had a good look at it before making up his mind. David Howe's the offender. And Earl Barrett. Cundy apparently fully recovered, doing the marking job on Olney. It's a poor ball out from Barrett. And Nigel Spink has had a very busy afternoon through the first quarter of the match. Staunton. It's a good ball at Regis, marked by Mabbutt. Staunton trying to get up in support. Richardson tried to get him in, but it was just closed down very well for Spurs. Woodney Bergson, now a family man with the arrival of his first son. And quite happily settling back into first team duty for Spurs. Very frustrating time for Bergson to miss out so narrowly on the Cup glory, being in the squad but not in the 13 for the FA Cup final last season. But he stuck gamely to his job. Bright Kreutz, that may have been handball. The linesman helping the referee there. It was on the blind side of the referee. But excellent work between linesman and referee. And Matthias Bright Kreutz was called up for the handball, using his arm to control it. Not having an easy time, the German, in his first season in the top level. Almost came to Cundy. It's a free kick. Naeem brought down by York. Nice to see a lad with a smile on his face in that situation. Now, this is a good area for Naeem. He can drill one at the far corner, or he can pass it well. What's he doing here? Oh, that's a good ball too. Nobody could quite connect. As Lineker closed, hungry for more. And it just looked as though maybe it was Mabbutt who got in Lineker's way just a little bit. Still, I'm sure they won't fall out about it. Olney, been very quiet so far. Great tackle from Bergson. Might be something on here for Spurs. Allen looks at Lineker, a bit ambitious. McGrath, a bit ambitious with his back flick clearance. More orthodox then. Cundy down. Edinburgh. And Barrett pushing on, but brilliantly covered by Cundy. There's a little ripple that goes around the ground whenever Cundy makes a tackle or a good header, and they're getting to like this chap. Allen drifting in. Lineker drifted out to support him. That's clever with Naeem. Hear the ripple. And Dwight York is being given a thorough test of character by a couple of the Spurs defenders here, by Edinburgh and Cundy in particular. And it's certainly a more demanding test than the last game he played for Villa, which was for the reserves in midweek when he scored. Regis very strong, and Mabbutt may have been adjudged to foul him there. That's pretty hard on Mabbutt. Walker organises. This is a good situation for Villa, the best they've had for some minutes. Walker came. Oh! And he couldn't get there, and it's a gift for Ian Olney. And the quietest man on the field in the opening half hour has levelled it up at 2-2. Here it is again. Just when we were beginning to think that Spurs were looking so solid at the back, this happens. And it was off Olney's shin or knee.
The time of the second Aston Villa goal, 30 minutes, 36 seconds. The goal scorer number 10, Ian Olney.
Well, you can't say you're not being entertained. So Villa pull level, and they've shown good spirit to get there, but they have been helped. Teal tidies up. One excellent goal from Richardson here, and then Ian Olney gifted the second by Spurs. There's Gray getting the treatment again from the Villa fans. Good corner though. McGrath. Edinburgh. That's hardly any better than his first effort. Still, practice makes perfect. And Ian Olney, still a very young player, under 21 international for England. He knows where the goal is. And I think Ron Atkinson will be quite pleased to have a fellow like that ready to step in. Daly and Atkinson very much out of favour with Ron Atkinson at present. And only a quite capable substitute for that. Barrett, who's beginning to push on a little more. Villa looking much more likely now. Bergson concedes the corner. So an excellent start to the game for Spurs. And then a much more disappointing middle period to this first half. Richardson, experienced pro, organising. It's one of their short routines. Several varieties we'll see from Villa today, no doubt about that. Ron Gross, this is for a foul. Or it may have been offside, in fact. Either way, Spurs get the chance to relieve the pressure. Bright header forward. Dury ahead of Staunton. That was Staunton again. Bergson read it very well to get in and shows good commitment. Olney aimed at York. Richardson wins it above Bergson. Now Staunton. York had drifted across and has space. First time we've seen him on the left side. And that is not international quality from Steve Staunton, and he'll know. Young man, still 20, 23, 24 years of age, Staunton, but already hit the 30 cap mark for the Republic of Ireland. Richardson, clever little touchdown for Parker. Villa looks so much more solid suddenly. Cundy took another blow in the face there, I think. As he clashed with Cyril, big Cyril. Maybe we'll see a little more there. Just looked as though Regis jumped into him a bit as he cleared. And while in no way wishing to impugn the reputation of Cyril Regis, who's as game a professional and as popular a professional as you'll meet, there are defenders up and down the country who will testify that playing against Cyril Regis for the afternoon is not exactly a holiday. And it looks like Jason Cundy's just joined that club. Kevin Richardson will be disgusted with himself for giving it away that easily. Now Gray, even he can't reach the penalty area from there, or can he? Yes, he can. Well won by Bergson. He'll let it run. Spink was there. Had his ups and downs, Nigel Spink, certainly this season, with Les Seeley selected above him by Ron Atkinson, and it looked for a long time this season as though Spink was on his way. Villa's longest serving player, one club man, but it looked like a long love affair was about to end. Instead, Seeley's moved on and Spink is back in. Bergson down to Gray. Richardson gets close to him, very close to him. And we've seen one or two. Remember Lee Chapman crashing in a very similar position on that far side when playing here for Leeds, crashing onto that track and injuring himself quite severely. There's no soft landings there, but Gray's okay. McGrath on Lineker. McGrath wins that one. Howes forward is a good ball too on the turn. Lineker tried to chip Spink. Needed a 9-iron rather than a 6-iron. Couldn't get the elevation. But against a big man like Spink, you really would have to get it up in the air to have any chance. Good ball from Howes again at Naeem, and made Barrett work very hard. Barrett got the benefit of the doubt. Hard to know whether Barrett's entirely happy settling in at a right back position for Villa when he was an established central defender for Oldham and really made his name there at the top level, but brought by Atkinson to Villa to play down the right side. Now maybe something else. Walker came and went back again. Still the danger isn't cleared. Was there an offside on Olney? Yes. And Cyril Regis is starting to cause problems for Spurs. Here it is again. It's a good clever touch by Olney in the first place. Lovely run diagonally from Regis. Cundy did so well to get there, but Walker was off his line at this point, and Parker tried to get Olney in instead of chipping. There's Regis powering through. Again, a man well into his 30s with real pace against a man 10 years younger, Cundy. Great tackle from Cundy. Staunton looking a little more determined and composed now, Staunton. What's he won there? Nothing. Good covering from Spurs defenders. 5 minutes to half-time then. 4 goals when all these clubs could manage in the previous 3 meetings of the season was 1. And no shortage of entertainment. Teal beaten well by Howes. Olney, Broit-Kreutz, again so keen to get it forward. No problems for Cundy. McGrath got there ahead of Naeem. Edinburgh. Bit of space for Allen. Oh, it was nearly a great ball at Andy Gray, who'd taken up an excellent position. McGrath. That's long, too long for York, who's quick, but he isn't that quick. Great kick out by Walker though, and Villa may be caught again by the pace of Dury. Oh, it was nearly a carbon copy of the opener. That was excellent quick thinking in the first instance from Ian Walker, and Spurs are working excellently to the pace of Lineker and Dury today. McGrath had to come a long way and could not possibly get there. Was that a cross or a shot? Either way, it's almost irrelevant when Lineker's closing in on the far post. in the hunt for more goals, and he just couldn't get there this time. No offside, only. He's getting more interested. Barrett's cross will harm nobody. So not natural to his game perhaps as a former centre-back to push on and join in attacks down the flanks, Earl Barrett. But obviously it's something that Andy Gray and Ron Atkinson want from him. Richardson with a free header. Now Bright-Kreutz. Bergson right on his job again. Feels he should have got the benefit of the doubt with the throw-in as well. Only came short. Staunton faced by Gray. Bright-Kreutz faced by Bergson. Never a dull moment, is there? Goal kick. The most unorthodox clearance of the season. Staunton got there ahead of Gray that time. What a character he is. Regis got in cleverly to steal it and earned himself a free kick against Bergson. Only waits, and he may be the target. Indeed he is, but Mabbott saw it well. Howes helped it on, and again Lineker breaks dangerously from the halfway. Teal to Bright-Kreutz, who really is struggling to pick up the pace of the game here. And that was overhit by Gray. But good hungry midfield work from Andy Gray. And he's certainly, you cannot fault his work rate. There are those carping who say that, well, he doesn't always overwork himself, Lineker. But his answer would be, well, if you can score 30 goals a season, you must be doing something right. Good work from Barrett. Edinburgh came in very hard on York. And may have just taken a little too much of York and not enough of the ball. And he's getting a talking to from Ron Groves. Quiet word in the ear as York, smile all over his face, lips away. Paul McGrath with the free kick. Mabbott with Regis, what a good battle raging there. Bright-Kreutz did that better, and now it's Parker getting Villa going forward. Handball by Mabbott. Correction, offside, as Mabbott led the charge out. Naeem. He caught Barrett there, and Spink is most annoyed with him. Seemed a little reckless. And the referee's giving Naeem a very strong lecture for this. Good ball in between defenders for Regis. Cundy again. Mabbutt. This is good from Barrett, but he was just offside. And with that, the story of the half is told, really. Half which started so brightly for Tottenham Hotspur. Gary Lineker making it 30 for the season and getting them away to a flying start. And then Andy Gray enticing Sean Teal into an own goal. And Spurs looked like adding yet another victory to a string of recent successes. But one or two defensive problems exploited, first by Kevin Richardson and then by Ian Olney, to send the crowd at White Hart Lane in, having been thoroughly entertained. 4 goals and every chance of more in the second half. Half-time 2-2.
All votes should be sent to the Members Club, 752B, Hilo Tottenham, London N17.
The first half, which seems to sum up Tottenham Hotspur's season in so many ways. An excellent start, full of bright ideas and lethal attacking, producing a flying start and 2 goals, and then some less than secure defending to allow the opposition back into the game. And in many ways that says it all about Spurs' season. So many high hopes and good intentions not quite fulfilled. But still, there's a half a game for Spurs to keep their excellent run going. And they've shown every potential in the first half for creating chances. We'll see if they can take a few more now as we get underway. And Gary Mabbutt wins an excellent header to get Andy Gray going forward for Spurs. Good first half from Gray. Indeed, it's hard to fault any individual Spurs player on their first half efforts. Cyril Regis, who became much more of a force the longer that first half went, and Steve Staunton. Here's Cyril again, and Breitkreutz had stopped. Matthias Breitkreutz. Cyril was trying to play him in there. There's a wry smile, but Breitkreutz had already turned away. Sign from Bergman Borning in Berlin, not a first-class, top-class club. Matthias Breitkreutz, a young player with a lot of potential, obviously, but I think you'd agree it's not proving too easy. Naeem's another one who found it difficult when he first came from the continent. Now Dwight York, Edinburgh, not on his stronger side, the right. Gets away with it though, and happily re-establishing himself in the first team now. Still very young, had a great season last season. Didn't go to plan quite early on this season. Here's Lineker, and there's always something about to happen when he gets close to it. Big kick from Spink, made Mabbutt backpedal furiously. No foul. Spurs competing very well through the middle of the field without the muscle power of Paul Stewart. But Gray and others have risen to the task manfully. Here's Naeem, fed by Gray. Danger. Touch was by McGrath. Staunton cleared it. Mabbutt, good start from Spurs. Staunton just earns the throw. played by Candy again. Parker with the free header. Lineker. Teal got in very close and very quickly and very hard. Spurs throw. Space for Naeem now. And Allen. Here's Naeem again. Just tried to do it a little too quickly. And now the space for Dwight York. Earl Barrett racing outside him. Bit telegraphed and well read by Edinburgh. Now McGrath. Another crunching tackle from Edinburgh. Never took his eye off it. Nice touch from McGrath too. McGrath stayed forward. Mabbott back. Offside flag on the far side from the linesman. The Spurs pushing out very well to restrict Villa, showing good defensive discipline. Teal. But Andy Gray can get Spurs going forward again here. Parker with a foot forward. Now Edinburgh. And Naeem taking up a great position. Edinburgh had stayed forward and continued his run. Dury. A real handful, Gordon Dury. And Sean Teal will testify how hard it can be working against two players who not only work so well individually but create such a good partnership in Dury and Lineker when they're fully fit and fully fired up. This chap Dwight York seems to have a permanent smile on his face. How nice to see. Had a great season for Villa, although it's dipped a little bit in form in the last 6 weeks or so. Howes forward, and that's a good ball, making our Barrett work. And Naeem almost got there, Barrett did well. Howes again. Superb ball, if it can come to Gray, and it almost did. Staunton covered excellently. Quality bit of football, first from Howes and then from Staunton. Only tangles Mabbott. Some good old battles going on around the field here. Superb ball from Howes, and Staunton really had to work quickly. Got there as Gray closed. And what's more, this game's been played in an excellent spirit. Very competitive, but very fair. Mabbott on Regis. What a model he is. It's a beautiful touch. But as Richardson tried to get Olney in, offside again. No problems for Edinburgh. That's aimed at Dury, who got there. Naeem with lots of space. Dury. Wasn't a bad ball aimed at Lineker too. Allen. Bergson. No handball. McGrath Staunton between them, clear it as far as Richardson. Only did a lot of work, but Mabbott did just as much. And Cundy positioned himself superbly again. And between them, the old-timer, who doesn't mind being called the old-timer, and the newcomer. Got it clear. Good game developing here. Players warming up to it after the half-time break. House. Was there an offside? Yes, on Lineker. Teal aimed at York. Edinburgh again. Good ball to Lineker. Good ball from Allen. Bergson goes outside Gray. Good running from Goodney. Good positioning from Teal to clear. Spurs full of bright ideas again. Always something happening in this game. Real pleasure to watch. Barrett hounded by Dury, and Dury just for a second looked like he was going to win that battle. Barrett somehow stayed on his feet as Dury went down. Breitkreutz gives it away. That won't make him very happy. Good work from Howes. Staunton clears, but Spurs are turning the screw a little bit here. This is good stuff from Tottenham. And Villa forced to sit back and soak up pressure. Cundy. Chance to run at Staunton. Can he deliver across? Well, he can, but there was good positioning from Teal again to cover as Gray got the better of Staunton. Now Dury seems to be struggling a little bit. And maybe Paul Walsh will have a reason to believe he's going to get more than the 5 minutes or so that he seems to get in recent weeks. So many injury problems since arriving from Chelsea, but when fit, just about as good as you'll find in the league. Here's this battle with Barrett. And Dury just overextending the left leg, but no serious damage done. Ron Grove's just signalling that the physio wasn't really off the field, and you can't take the throw in from there anyway. That's aimed at Mabbott and Howes. Breitkreutz to nobody in particular. Edinburgh returns the compliment. Dury and Regis, won by Regis. Edinburgh gets the better of York, but I think it's going to be a Villa throw. So Villa, who've been penned back in their own half for about the last 5 minutes, get the chance to get going forward again. Haven't seen much from them in attack so far in this half, but here's Cyril Regis, allowed to go a long way, and Dwight York gives Aston Villa another reason to believe. The first attack of the second half, and Spurs go behind. And now there's a big reason for that big smile. Sirari just created the danger, battling with Gary Mabbott. Bergson doing his best to cover, but a precise finish from Villa's top scorer Dwight York. Restored to the first team today, and he's repaid Ron Atkinson's faith with another goal. And now can Spurs respond? Barrett's header. York helped it clear. But my bet is now we will get the sort of grandstand finish that is Tottenham Hotspur's trademark, and certainly one thinks of the game against Coventry as an example. Yes, there's been a great improvement in Spurs' form, and yes, they do look safe, but no, they're not happy to still be in the lower reaches of the division, and they do want to finish the season with a flourish. Ball didn't go out. The crowd gets behind Tottenham. Things going Ron Atkinson's way at the moment. Gray, good ball. Allen. Staunton recovered well. Paul Allen earns a corner for Tottenham. Spink organises. Villa pull everybody back into the box. Everybody. Regis got there. Always rising from Bergson. Neither fullback, neither he nor Edinburgh have really got near to working Spink in this game. And there's Tony Daly. Luxury item as a substitute, Daly, with his pace and when he's on form with his eye for goal. A real quality number, but York has done a great job of keeping out of the side. Neil Cox, the other young substitute for Aston Villa, with Daly and Atkinson, an established first team name, not required today. Olney, Atkinson's replacement. Brightkreutz joining in. Walker off his line well then. Not an easy game for Ian Walker. Spurs apparently dominant territorially, but Walker's had to pick the ball out of his net 3 times, and he hasn't been overworked by any means. Sometimes that's the most difficult thing for a keeper, as no doubt Spink would testify, is to be cold for long periods. Keepers work very hard at staying warm and alert, but if you're not worked hard, it's difficult. Naeem, still Naeem. Good ball across, good header from Teal, as Lineker prepared to finish. Bergson gets there ahead of Parker. Villa don't push out all that far, and Spurs keep the pressure on. Brightkreutz won a good tackle there ahead of Gray. York, Regis and Olney, and Andy Gray gets back so well. Foul by McGround, Yuri. Just a nudge in the back. And he knows it. clear. Jason Cundy. Teal got highest. Regis again, such a clever player, distributing the ball with the head, so accurate. York against Edinburgh, one of the best duels around the park today, and I'd have to say it's even at the very least, even though York has scored. Edinburgh's done so well all day. Allen tidies up. Always working, always tidying up. Parker just a little poke forward, and another one from Olney. Magnificent, Edinburgh. Naeem McGrath just positioned himself well, no offside. Now Spurs have got real problems. York. It was a very, very lazy cross, and he knows it. Head goes down. But Spurs can break out here. It's Naeem. And Lineker, it's a great ball from Naeem. Teal got across there. No foul. Good clean contact. Read it well. Andy Gray. Comes in like a corner each time. The big throw. That's a better pass from Dwight York. Cundy caught Olney, that's a foul. Referee lets it go. Couldn't see it. He was blinded, he couldn't see it. Cundy gets away with it. Spurs throw. Gray once more. Mabbutt on the near post, got a good touch. Grandstand finish brewing up from Tottenham Hotspur. Halfway through the second half then, and Spurs trailing. Good ball from Naeem. Everybody missed it. Got on its way through. It took a slight deflection off one Villa defender at least. More Spurs pressure. Everybody in or around that penalty area. Spink went and came back, and Brightkreutz got a head on the ball as Lineker, so alert, hooked it back over his shoulder. Now can Villa break out? It's well covered by Bergson. He's done very well stepping in. Pat Vandenhouwe and Terry Fenwick both missing. Regular custodians of fullback positions for Spurs this season. Staunton. Brightkreutz beaten out of it by Allen, and then he fouled him, pushing him out of the way.
The substitution for Spurs.
Spurs to make the substitution then. Wear and tear gets the better of Gordon Dury.
Grand National was won by party politics. Second was Rodney King. Third was Lawrence Bowen. Fourth, Buckland's Express.
And Paul Walsh gets an extended run. In recent weeks, on the whole, confined to late appearances as substitute, but now he's certainly got time to put a mark on the game, and we all know that he has the talent to do it, as Dury seems to be led away suffering from a recurrence of a muscle strain.
substitution for Aston Villa.
And Tony Daly, as Villa respond with the substitution of their own. Matthias Breitkreutz, who's worked hard but for large amounts of time, seems to have not been terribly comfortable. And Tony Daly, who's had a roller coaster season emotionally, from the highs of being included in England's team in Poland in the decisive European Championship game to losing his place in his club side. But we'll see what he can do today. And it means a fresh pair of legs up against Gudni Bergson. And that's not something any fullback likes to see, with 20 minutes or so to go in the match. A player with the fresh legs of a Tony Daly, who really is a sprinter, coming on. Walker stayed on his line. No harm done. Aimed at Walsh, tangling with McGrath. Cundy, great ball at Naeem. Walsh goes close and picks it up. Will have been turned here by the pace of Walsh. Andy Gray. What a good way to start from Paul Walsh. Quickly into the heart of the action here. Lovely cross on the run with his left foot. How much Andy Gray would like to start scoring goals regularly for Spurs. Dwight Yorke is the man down. Poleaxed really by David Howells, as Howells came through to head the ball. So Villa in the driving seat. Here we may see what happened to Yorke. Yeah, Howells very committed. Excellent header, and Yorke just happened to be in the way. Edinburgh forward. Teal got there ahead of Lineker, but here's Allen, and Gray makes space for himself so cleverly. It's a good clearing header by Earl Barrett to relieve the pressure. Olney rather ambitious. Cundy forward. Richardson. Bergson. That won't even be a race against the young fresh legs of Daly. Teal, good knock forward. Again, good positioning from Bergson. Kevin Richardson stayed down, clutching his knee. The Spurs break forward. This is Walsh again getting in the thick of it. Corner. And no comeback for Richardson. He doesn't look too good. Good battling professional. He's done something for every club he's been at, Everton and Arsenal, and then his spell in Spain. Very wholehearted working midfield player. But it doesn't look too good as Neil Cox warms up. The youngster from Scunthorpe. Bergson also takes advantage of time out to get the ice spray on his back. Maybe he just overstretched. I think both of them are going to try to soldier on. Spurs corner. Again, Villa bring everybody back, everybody inside that box. And by hook or by crook, sheer weight of numbers forces it out. Gray knocked off it by York, free kick. Obstruction. That's over everybody, including Cundy, but Naeem quickly around to keep it alive. Faced by Teal. Walsh, this is where he's good. Very good. He is just so dangerous in tight situations like that. McGrath's very unhappy about this, but we will just see in an instant how dangerous Paul Walsh can be at getting away from a player in a confined space. There are a few players as good as him in the league, and he did for McGrath. He doesn't like it, but it is a penalty. And it is the ace marksman against Spink. I'm just trying to remember how often I've seen that in his career. Very, very seldom have I seen Lineker miss from a spot. Very seldom indeed. The one memorable occasion, or forgettable occasion if you're Gary, the cup final. This one is not as crucial, but it's not completely unimportant, and he'll be not very happy with himself. Credit to Spink again for staying up, not diving early. So Villa given a big let-off, but still Spurs coming forward to save this game. 15 minutes to go. Another good ball to Gray, again in an excellent position, again faced by Staunton. Walsh again causing problems, maybe this time Naeem. Villa are living very dangerously. Ball out of play. Well, Naeem foiled by Spink. Here it is again. Walsh again slipping away from McGrath. Naeem's there first. Good blocking save from Spink. He's a big target, he's a big man. Free kick to Spurs. McGrath won it ahead of Mabbutt. And again, no foul by Howes. Good ball from Regis. Great covering by Bergson. And he earns a free kick off Daly. Good work from Gudni Bergson. And this man has made an electric impression since his arrival. Free kick. Teal, the offender. Complaining that the Spurs attacker made a back for him. It's a good position for Spurs though. Parker lining it up with Spink. And Villa choose this moment to try to get another substitute on.
The substitution for Aston Villa, number 14 Neil Cox.
And Neil Cox
number 11 Dwight York
is about to come on to replace Dwight York, who's making no attempt to get off the field quickly at all. And Cox, by contrast, will race on. Young midfield player, 20 years of age. Naeem. I think Cyril Regis collected most of that. Yeah, sure enough he did. Spurs turn the screw again. Bergson. Everybody was rushing towards him, did well to keep it in play and keep Spurs going forward, helped by Edinburgh. Now Walsh. Naeem stops him well. Staunton tried to break out. Walsh again. Trying to get Allen in. Villa's phalanx of defenders keep Spurs around the edges of the box. Mabbott waits. Still Mabbott. It's desperate stuff from Villa. Lineker on Spink. Mabbott closed in too. Another corner. Mabbott bravely going in there to collect a big knock off Spink, but he won a corner. Bergson. Still Spurs, for all their pressure, can't get in a strike at goal. Gray concede to throw. And Villa get a reprieve again. 10 minutes left. It's thrilling stuff, but Spurs need a goal. Olney's the man down. And that's excellent refereeing from Ron Groves to tell him to get on with it. Now here's some of those moments from the mad scramble in the Villa goal mouth. Mabbott, I think, we'll see arriving here as Allen tried to get it down. Villa survived that one. It's a good ball from Barrett. Regis. Barrett again, offside against Daly. A very clever piece of work by Gary Mabbott to defend and just step up. But Peter Shreeves, just when the pressure seemed to be finally relaxing, faces another 10 minutes of agony. In the last 10 minutes of this match, Spurs need a point, at least, and certainly their play. They've been dominant totally in the second half. Lineker, great ball from Howells. Yet another corner. He's worked overtime, Nigel Spink. Cundy's forward again for Spurs. Great. McGrath got that header. Naeem. And still there is no way through for Spurs. Well won by Mabbott. Here's first real touch for Neil Cox. Helps it onto Parker. Daly again, just a little too quick in trying to go forward. And Spurs throw everybody forward for Cundy's free kick. Bergson. Gray taking up a good position again. Howells. Spink came and collected. Parker. Bit telegraphed. Howells read it and collected for Candy. Walsh. Barrett, who settled to his job pretty well, Al Barrett, after a very difficult opening to the match for him. David Howells. Bergson, faced by Daly. Did well, it was a bit short from Howells. Bergson did well. Naeem. Edinburgh races ahead of him. Naeem goes alone. McGrath clears. Then Cox does. Lineker to Bergson and Andy Gray, who's tormenting Staunton. Here he goes again. Don't think it ever went out. Villa survive again. Entire game being played in the last third of the field as Villa defend and Spurs hammer the pressure on. But Spurs only have 5 minutes to save themselves. Now then, Andy Gray. I've seen him hit the target from here from free kick several times. Naeem's there too. Spink missed it. Howells. It was a very good piece of covering from the young defender Neil Cox there, as Spink missed it. Nice variation from Spurs, Andy Gray. Good covering from Cox. Spinks came and just flapped at it a little bit. Naeem's corner. That's more like Spink. But still, it's Spurs with Walsh. Staunton got in a good block. Walsh is full of running. And still Spurs come forward. Barrett deprives Lineker of a chance. Daly. Daly. Still Daly. Magnificently finished by Tony Daly. And that may be it for Spurs now. That is a textbook breakaway goal. And the fortunes of Tony Daly start to look up once more. Pace did for Spurs defenders tired legs.
The goal scorer number 12, Tony Daly.
This man is the quintessential winger who knows where the target is. And that is a superb finish. Walker beaten again. And so for Spurs, there will probably be nothing to show for a second half of almost total territorial domination. Tony Daly's 6th of the season. That will be as satisfying as any of the others, I've no doubt. Cundy. Edinburgh. It's all or nothing now for Spurs. Still, if they can get one, they can get two. But they've got to get one first. And they have 3 minutes. Howells again trying to get Gray in. Teal, that is a good ball out. It was beautifully covered by David Howells. He took a terrible knock from Daly. Bergson. Allen. Naeem won't get there. Regis on Edinburgh. Regis wins that battle. Mabbutt wins the battle with Daly. The Spurs try to press forward again. Bergson has space. Walsh and Lineker wait. So does Naeem, but Spink comes. Now Daly's delivered one coruscating lesson of how to break and finish. Richardson feeds Regis. Naeem got back well, but Spurs need to be in the other half of the field. Good ball from Cox. Parker, Cox has stayed forward, Olney's here, and Daly. Good save that time from Walker. But Villa seem to have got their composure back, having sat on the ropes for large sections of the second half, like a fighter who just wants to cover up, soak up punishment and then break out, and they almost made it 5 there. It's a good stop from Walker. The previous breakouts having done the trick for Villa. May not be terribly pretty to watch, but it shows ring craft and know-how. And I think Spurs will feel pretty hard done by, having had so much of the ball. And indeed, there have been so many individual performances of good quality from Spurs today. But it now begins to look as though it will amount to very little. Staunton pokes it forward to Daly. The runner is Olney, who's been sucked back to help defend for most of the second half. Good head from Teal and from Mabbutt, as usual. Cox down to Parker. And Villa trying to find triangles to run the clock down. Like this, Daly to Richardson. There's the old pro. Good work from Richardson. Regis is in here. Bergson couldn't stop him. Cyril Regis. Makes it 5 for Aston Villa. Well, they're through with themselves, Ron Atkinson and Andy Gray. They'll take great pleasure in scoring 5 at White Hart Lane. But anybody who reads the story of this match will know that this is not a fair reflection in terms of territorial dominance. 3 breakouts. And it now looks a very bad scoreline for Tottenham, as Spurs have been exposed as they've tried to get forward. But it's the result that counts, and the table will tell its own story. Edinburgh trying to get Lineker in. McGrath got there. Paul Walsh. Another good ball in from Walsh. Paul Allen. Faced by Staunton. Andy Gray is there, and so is Bergson. Ron Groves, the referee, has looked at his watch a couple of times. Good ball in from Allen, but it's probably all going to be in vain now for Tottenham as the faithful begins to drift away from White Hart Lane. House. Roar from the crowd was hit it. No time for any more then. And it's pretty hard on Tottenham Hotspur to have played so well for such long periods in this game and to have started so brightly and end up with a scoreline which reflects pretty badly upon them. An excellent penalty save from Lineker by Nigel Spink. Perhaps the turning point as Spurs fought to draw level in the second half, but then an insurance goal from Tony Daly on as a substitute put Villa out of reach before Cyril Regis got a reward for all his hard work on the afternoon. The league table still suggests that Spurs are quite secure now. They'll be terribly disappointed nonetheless to have conceded 5 at home. And for Spurs and their supporters, the hope is that in the closing weeks of the season they will return to collecting points as they threatened to do in the first half today.
Merchandise is available from the Spurs shops on your way home.
Final score, Aston Villa winners at White Hart Lane. Spurs 2, Aston Villa 5.